What's going on, guys? How you doing? Emilio, Nils, Yash, Vlad, Ginger, Dhruv, congrats, you guys. You guys crushed everything, especially if you caught Yash's Amazon play. Absolutely fantastic. Ricky crushed it today as well. Tesla Strangles, Nvidia puts. A lot of people in there trading puts. Good job, guys. Myself, I was taking it kind of easy today, just waiting for tomorrow, saving some cash. I know there's going to be big plays tomorrow as well. Obviously, I wish I caught that Amazon play. But other than that, what we've seen today is mostly this. The charts just kept falling off my screen. There's just no end in sight. Selling over and over and over again. People started panicking. I think right here is when the market tried to bounce. I think the market wanted to. What's up, Papa Ganush? What's up, Gravinder? Congrats, everyone. Right here when it was holding the support very tightly and it bounced, it looked like we were gonna make a little bounce into the end of the day. What's up, Optimus? How you doing? Um, Looked like we were gonna make a little bounce into the end of the day here. But that Russia news came out. U.S. is supporting Ukraine. They're sending some of their weapons over from the Baltic nations, which is over in Europe there. And right as soon as that news was released, right at resistance, and then you guys see the reaction to it. Just straight flush with no buyers in sight. No one was bidding. There was no one buying. It was just sell, 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 sell. Sell programs were hitting everywhere and just completely destroyed charts. Like, this was still constructive here for the fact that we were due for a little bounce. I mean, 4 straight days down. I thought we were going to get a little bounce here, especially with QQQ hitting the 200 day here. All the indexes look exactly the same. There's no reason for me to go over all of them, but QQQ was bouncing off the 200 day overnight last night. What's up, Tonka? We were bouncing off the 200 day overnight and we had a nice little bounce today, but obviously the Bulls just fumbled the ball, guys. Like, Bears just stepped in heavy, and now this head and shoulders is really playing out. If you look at SPX, we are completely destroyed. And you know what the worst thing is? We're just under daily consolidation here. Now this is turned into weekly consolidation. So these charts will not get fixed for weeks. Why do I say that? This weekly channel on SPX since April, since COVID, what's up, Ricky? We were breaking down and we had a chance to save it today and tomorrow, but Bulls did not show up. Bears showed up with force and we completely broke it down. Closed near low of the day. Everything is bearish right now. Could have a little small relief bounce, but that's about it. Right now, everything is trending downwards. QQQ as well, same channel that we were watching, and QQQ from the same time. That one's breaking down completely as well. We had this number as the 200 day yesterday. I told you guys if we hold this, we can bounce up significantly. We did not hold it. We went above it this morning and the Bulls just ran out of gas and the Bears stepped on the gas here. So you guys see just straight waterfall. I know Bookie's probably really happy. XLF followed along. XLF was the last to break. We were waiting for that one to break for SPY to break. As soon as it started rolling over, then it was just straight bloodbath. IWM's all the way at 200, guys. We were trading this one in the 220s like a few weeks ago. This one's just absolutely dead, rolling over, breaking huge supports. Death cross, 50-day cross the 200-day to the downside, which means there's a lot of damage in these charts right now. Bulls have a lot of work to do to even fix the charts right now. And continued downside in after hours. We're going to go over Netflix earnings in a bit. SQQQ, like I said, put in the low, put in a higher low, higher high, and we're changing the trend. Next time we consolidate on SQQQ, we're just going to be looking for a higher low. So as long as we close the next time we consolidate on SQQQ, if we stay above 31 bucks, it's just a higher low, guys. So remember that. VIX as well, hammer candle after hammer candle, big explosion here. And right now we are changing the trend on the VIX as well. We're putting in higher lows on the VIX. And the next level up for the VIX is the high of this day right here. 27.39 would be your next resistance. Or 27 and then 27.39. So the VIX is exploding right now, especially with all the Russia-US drama happening. Everyone's scared. No one wants to hold positions long right now. Everyone's selling. TNX is still doing that huge breakout we've been talking about. So yields are way over. Bond yields are way over. Like, these ones are dumping for some reason. I don't know why bonds are dumping, but just looks like healthy daily consolidation. If it touches the 8-day and continues up, it's just still an uptrend. So other than that, one thing I do want to say, honestly, I didn't have the best day either. I had these Apple puts that hedged my long positions that I tried to catch. But that kept me pretty much flat for the day. I wasn't down too much. But other than that, I should have caught way more puts today, honestly. Apple here, we had the head and shoulders breakdown. We had that fake little bounce this morning where it bounced and ripped, and then bulls ran out of steam just like the rest of the market. Came back under the head and shoulders, and now we're breaking down nicely. Once it broke the 50-day yesterday, you want it to stay below the 50-day. As long as it stays below the 50-day now, Apple is in a downtrend. So Apple will wait for a little bounce. Maybe we get a bounce to 168 tomorrow. If we get a bounce to 168, it's another short there. Other than that, not much. Always be hedged, especially if you're long in environments like this. Nvidia was absolutely destroyed. Now, this was a tricky one today. So why was this one tricky? All day, the market, even when it first started dipping, they were holding Nvidia sideways. They were holding all semiconductor sideways. And then all of a sudden, they just flushed it completely. Like if you look at an Apple 10-minute chart, which is what I was watching, you see how Apple started losing it around 1250. Nvidia at 1250 right here, we were just kind of holding sideways. We were holding yesterday's lows all day, just completely sideways, and then it finally broke all the way at 1440. By 1440, Apple was already way down here. We already lost everything on Apple. We lost the pre-market, everything. So that was weird to me. It's a learning lesson, I guess. I mean, semiconductors were completely sideways while everything, and then when the flush actually happened, they just destroyed it. So let's see what happens, what this is going to do now if they just keep dumping it. Tomorrow is OPEX, guys. Remember, we can do anything. We can rip up 100 points. Like, nobody knows about tomorrow. It can be completely opposite of what the trend is. Completely opposite. And then Monday, we go right back into the trend. So just keep that in mind. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. The calls might even pay tomorrow. We'll see. And it could also go down. I'm not saying it won't. But usually OPEX is a reverse to the trend. Let's just go into that for 1 second. I think it's really important. So SPY, if you roll it out, the 19th almost of every month is OPEX. Almost every single month. Close to the 19th. So January 21st marked the bottom in the market. So in an uptrend, you see how we're in an uptrend. January 19th was a low. Or no, that's not January. Right here. Where did it start? Where did I start? I think May. Yeah, okay. So I always started from May here. May 19th was OPEX. In an uptrend, the OPEX marked the bottom. All right. And then we have June 19th. In an uptrend, the OPEX marked the bottom. July 19th, same thing. Uptrend. OPEX marked the bottom. August 19th, same thing. OPEX marked the bottom off the 50-day. And then in September, when we had a downtrend going, right, OPEX marked the bottom again. We had a bounce, and then we marked relows. So remember this. Let's see, October as well. October OPEX was a non-event, I guess. Maybe it was the 13th. But the moral of the story is when we're in an uptrend, OPEX has marked the bottom recently. When we're in a downtrend, does it mark the bottom? I don't know. Maybe it rips up and marks a high. That's possible too. Maybe it bounces a lot and marks a high, and then we continue downward. But the thing is, right now with the market, Jerome Powell is talking next Wednesday. The market is forcing his hand right now. I also want to show you something from 2018, guys. So 2018, he said the same thing. What did Jerome Powell say? He said we're going to have to raise interest rates to slow down the economy again. The economy was too hot. In December of 2018, he announced rate hikes, and look what the market did for 2 months. It dumped for 2 months until Powell finally decided, I can't do this. Like, the president was probably in his ear. Donald Trump was probably like, save the stock market, you clown, or I'm going to fire you or something. So he reversed his decision. He said, I'm not raising rates, and this is what happened. We went right back to all-time highs within 3 months. So that is a possible scenario. Keep that in mind. Especially on days like today, I know it's very hard with the market just flushing straight down, watching your positions go red. Don't ever panic, guys. Have a plan before you go into the day. If it's flushing, you're going to panic. You're going to sell. When you're going to regret it. You're going to regret your decisions when you're panicking. So just have no emotions. Just plan out what you're going to do beforehand. Lucid looks like absolute trash. We had this huge support here at 39. I had a support on a fib right here. 39.42 was an important support. And as you see here, we kind of paused there for a while before it was just too weak. The market was just too weak, and we finally flushed through. And I expect more downside for Lucid tomorrow. Neo, again, we're still in that little tiny range here. The weekly ball falling wedge. the weekly trend has not been broken yet. China's easing right now. This was just all part of the American, like the SPY and QQQ dumping. I think NEO took a hit as well. But for the longer term picture, the weekly falling wedge is still intact. As you guys see, we got close to the bottom a lot of times, but on Friday we always saved it and bring it up. So let's see what NEO does here. If it gets above, as long as it holds in this wedge here, I think we can still have a rip on NEO. It's Chinese and it's EV. I will Turkey. We got Uber here. Finally, some strength this morning. Gave it all back again. This chart is completely broken as well. I still have some of these $40 puts for next week. I believe they're up like 250 or 2 something percent. This chart is just completely broken. As you guys see, it's a very clear head and shoulders now that we look at it. We're in before the shoulders, so very clear head and shoulders here on Uber. Looks like it wants more downside, especially with rates rising. I mean, they're not going to buy these growth companies, guys. So yeah, you guys can see whatever. I don't need to draw it. So Uber head and shoulders breakdown right now looks like death. A lot of candles look like this, which is inverted hammers. You guys remember in bullish environments, hammers are the most bullish daily candle is probably a hammer. So inverted is probably the most bearish. It's where we bounce up, everyone takes profit or sells, and then we close near the low of the day, indicating more downside. ATVI non-trade for me. I don't even know why that chart's there. If Microsoft is falling like this, guys, the whole market's going to fall like this. This is one of the strongest, if not the strongest stock in the market. As you guys see, we have this little tiny support forming here. It's holding so far. But again, this is a very, very bearish candle. We have no buyers at all. We're having big sell volume. Panic selling is going on. Earnings is coming up for big tech. That's literally the only thing that can save us. Other than Jerome Powell, big tech earnings are the only thing that could save us. Hood, complete fake out this morning as well. Let's see tomorrow. I'm holding on to these Hood because tomorrow is OPEX. We might get a little, as I told you guys, OPEX, anything is possible. I'm not ruling out anything. I'm not ruling out a huge dip. I'm not huge rip can happen. Anything can happen. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Amazon, absolute killed by Yash. He called out 2 positions, one for big accounts, one for small accounts. This guy took them like for 400, 500%. So congrats if you caught. Unfortunately, I wasn't at my computer at the time. But amazing call. Also, Ricky crushed NVIDIA. Vlad crushed Ford. You guys just killed it today. Good job. Amazon. So this one is completely broken. Where does it go? Nobody can tell you where it goes. The daily chart is completely broken. The weekly chart is completely broken. And I believe the monthly chart is getting broken as well here. With earnings coming up, I mean, where does Amazon go from here, right? So the monthly chart is under the 21-day moving average for the first time since, when did it even close the last time? It didn't even close a month under the 21-day moving average this whole run up. This looks like the first time. If it doesn't recover in the next 10 days, Amazon's a disaster chart, especially on the monthly. Weekly here, I see weekly can even come down to 28.80. 28.80 is the next support on Amazon, which would just be this low here. And then the next support would be the 200-day, which is down at 24.28. This chart is completely broken. It's in a void as far as the long goes for me. But shorting even is tough here as well. So great job catching it. Good job. It's down 92 points. How many times have we caught it up 100 points? You're catching it down 100 points. Unbelievable. Good job, everyone. And let's go into Zoom. A couple names to keep an eye on for tomorrow, just with OPEX. Options are expiring tomorrow. It's the biggest OPEX of the year. And you guys have to think from a market maker's perspective. He wants to make money tomorrow. Which ones is he going to prop up? If the most shorts are in Zoom, then he's going to rip Zoom tomorrow. So all those put holders get annihilated before their options expire. So if Zoom has a lot of short interest, Zoom's going to rip tomorrow. SQ is one that I'm watching for tomorrow. I think it's going to rip because there's a lot of put buyers in here. If you look at a daily chart, it looks like bearish, capitulate. Like this looks like sellers are drying out here. They're exhausted. How many more people are going to short SQ before buyers step in? SQ's one, Zoom's one, TDoc is one to keep an eye on tomorrow as well. Basically any of Kathy's names. ARK has the most puts out of anything I've seen, I think. In terms of dollar volume, you got AMC, keep on watch tomorrow. You got GME, keep on watch tomorrow. You got Bookies Clove. rejected the 8-day moving average today again. So watch these heavily shorted stocks. Tomorrow they'll be very, very interesting because market makers have to protect their own pockets. They're gonna try to wreck. If anything has too many calls in it, they're gonna bring it down. If anything has too many puts in it, DKNG is actually a really good one. I was looking into that one as well today. This one has a huge amount of puts in there. Same kind of setup as SQ. Lots of shorts, lots of put holders. Tomorrow, if the market maker wants to screw them all over and make money himself, he'll probably rip DKNG to 23.24. I'll write that on my chart here. So tomorrow, if he wants to screw over all the shorts that are still greedy, being greedy in this, he'll rip DKNG to 23.24. But this is just for tomorrow, guys. Remember that. We can rip tomorrow. Monday can be a huge gap down right again. So basically what I'm saying is Powell is in a very sticky situation here. The market threw a temper tantrum last time he tried to raise rates in December, and he ended up reversing course. Biden might tell him that it is a re-election year, guys. Biden might force him not to raise rates as well. And even if he does raise rates, most growth stocks are down 70-80% from highs, guys. So like look at Hood, just straight down from the IPO. DKNG, people say it can't get cheaper. It can get cheaper. It keeps getting cheaper. TDOC, another one, can't get cheaper, keeps getting cheaper. SQ, Coinbase, like all of these things. So I think most of the rate hike is being priced in. The bottom is closer than I think. And I think we bottom out next Wednesday. I could be completely wrong. This could be a flash. This could be 2001 all over again. But I just don't see how anything Powell says will be bad for the market. Unless he announces he's doing like 12 rate cuts or something. They're pricing in 5 rate cuts this year, in my opinion, right now. This kind of damage is severe damage. I mean, from the highs, Coinbase has gone from 429 and now we're trading at 221, and this is the best crypto broker there is, or the most money making crypto broker there is. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow is a one-off day. It's not part of the trend. It's not part of anything. Tomorrow is going to be completely different, and then Monday will probably resume the downtrend into Powell on Wednesday. That's just my thoughts on it. I could be completely wrong, but let's see. We'll react to the price tomorrow. Thank you guys for attending. I hope you guys had a great day.